family. So it is Friday, and it is actually Crochet Friday. We're gonna try this actually on this channel. I have most of the time, we have Monday through Friday, and I am with you, and it's been, I don't know, I've loved it, y'all. I realized today when I went and paid for the P.O. box, it's been 6 months, and I had to reinstate it. I do want to say, hold on one second. Okay, y'all, so I went to the P.O. box today, and Miss Kathy Rhino, I got your letter, sweetheart, and God love her. She sent me the sweetest letter, and on top of that, got a bunch of stickers that reminds me every day of what God can do for me, no matter what my situation is in at that moment. And as I did the Job moment one yesterday, I'm definitely in mine. So it got me thinking, we do, quite a few of you have mentioned to me about how you literally enjoy just coffee time with me, and frankly I do too. It gives me a time to just be with family and friends. So I decided that try to give this channel a little bit more of a direction instead of just random. We have now Crochet Fridays, and I'm thinking about Wednesday is coffee, tea time, thankful day, or grateful day, whatever. These are going to be our moments at that point on Wednesdays. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that idea, but I think it would be a time for us to just sit down and enjoy each other instead of just, I don't know, randomly doing things. This homestead is growing, and it's growing with you. So we're continuing going to do the kitchen videos, which I am actually going to be doing that tonight. Hubby, we're going to be making some pasta from Kamut. I had left over in the freezer. It's been defrosting all night. So the next thing is I'm looking at bringing back live feeds on Saturdays. We're going to see how this works, and if it works well, then we will continue to do so. So we'll see what we can do about spending different time with you and enjoying as much as we can. Good times, bad times, it doesn't matter. We're communicating with each other and being with each other. I thank you for, Lord have mercy, I thank you for being with me during my training wheel times, and things are getting a little better, but they're still a challenge. So, but this is Crochet Friday, so let's get to it. This is going to be a simple one. And basically, Crochet Fridays, the purpose for this is to be able to make quality items that you could use in your home, kitchen, whatever, versus what we buy from the store. I have found that from the store, things, especially when it came to a pot holder, I had them melt on me so many times and burn myself severely. And I had to put a stop to it. I had to find another solution, and I actually did. I'm going to show you, I've never given you a close-up of what my pot holders look like, and that's what this one is going to be about today. So give me one moment, and I'll show you what they look like. Alright, my loves. So, I will warn you before I go any further, these things here are over 4 years old. They're between 5 and 6 years old. That's how long they have lasted. They can be washed. They go through a lot. And these are the most sturdiest pot holders I have ever had in my life. And I can pick up, like I've mentioned before, I can take a hot cast iron skillet, and I'm talking a very hot cast iron skillet, use one of these around the handle, and I never feel the heat. I pull stuff out of the oven, and unless they're wet, you won't feel it. But this is what they are. Now, mind you, I told you mine are very, very old. They are very thick, and these are super simple. They're only one stitch, and I'm going to try to teach you that stitch today. Crochet Fridays, I am going to teach you and granted, I know there's many of you who already know how to knit. I have no clue how to knit. I'm just a crocheter. There are many who are seasoned like me. And when it comes to what I'm fixing to do, if it doesn't pertain to you, I completely understand if you want to just bypass it all. I will have days that we're going to do patterns like today. And then there's going to be days where I'm just going to teach you how to do basic stitching, how to read a pattern, and just various things that will help you to make something for yourself without having to spend a fortune for something that's not going to last. So here is what we have right now at Walmart, and you can go to Joann Fabric or anybody else. I personally, Walmart is the closest thing to me, and the prices, yes, I already know the inflation. My yarn has gone up by $2 right now, and it's crazy. So this is, I use 100% cotton. You do not want acrylic or polyester or none of that because it will melt. I'm just going to tell you, you cannot use it for a hot plate. You cannot use it for a pot holder. It will melt. 100% cotton is what I am finding works amazing and very, very long time. You can buy them by the spools like this. Now, this spool today is about $9.90 something, y'all. It used to be just a little over $7. And over the last couple of years, it's been going up by $1. So, but I can get a couple sets out of this. Or for $1.97, you can get these smaller ones. Now, the name brand for these are Peaches and Cream. So just make sure whatever brand you get, it says 100% cotton, nothing else. Now, I'm going to try to angle this camera down because I'm going to start you on its basic stitching. And we're going to get you started on these pot holders. So I'm going to try to take it slowly. I'm going to try working with you on how to handle the thread in your hand. All of this is going to take time. I'm just going to tell you. It's going to take practice and it's going to take time. Number two, we're going to need a size G. G as in Greg. Hook. And if you don't know what the letter is, it is a 6. Let's see. It's a size 6 to 4.25 millimeter hook. And that's what we're going to need on this one. So let me angle this down for you, and I'm going to show you how to get started. This entire pot holder, very simply, is going to be called a single stitch. Very easy, one that you can work with. Once you guys get the hang of this, you're going to have pot holders. Well, yeah, you're going to have pot holders like me. And I actually need to make a whole new set. When I'm not kidding y'all. Look, these are old. I can't even get them clean anymore. So I need new sets. But you're going to get addicted to these, especially after you feel how they are. I've had family wanting me to make them for them because, well, they just didn't know how to, for one, and two, they love these things so much that, and they've had them now for 3 years. So I'm going to pass on a gift that'll last you a lifetime. How's that? So let's get started. This is a single stitch. You can practice before you make it. And that's how we're going to start this. So let me set you up and let's see how we can work this out. Okay, my family, so let's see if we can actually do this, okay? I'm going to try and bring it as close as I can so you can see what I'm doing. we're going to start with our first starter, and we need this to be able to hold it in place. So we've got nothing but a string. Basically, to make it simple, drop that edge and you've got your hook. So you're going to put your hook just like this. Okay, now to hold it, I take my string here. You can do this any way you're comfortable. This is how I've been doing it all my life, and it just became this. So I drape it over my finger, run my 3 over it, and kind of hold it with my pinky. That's it, just like this. Find a way to make it comfortable for you. So now that I have this, hang on, okay, I'm gonna make this better. So we have our end piece folded over, cross it on the top just like this, bring it over and drop that edge, run your hook through the hole, pick up that piece at the bottom and run it through that hole. So you're taking like a pretzel knot. You're making a knot with your hook. And you're going to hold that edge like this and pull it. Now you have your first loop. We're going to do this again. You're going to make a knot. So run it over, cross it, run your hook through, pick it up. Looks like your pretzel, pull it. And now you have your first stitch, or your first beginning stitch. Now, I will tell you, if you are a beginner, you will absolutely make this way too tight. It's inevitable. It happens to every newcomer. Try to not make your stitches too tight or too loose, but you will. I'm just going to tell you, you will. Until you get the hang of it, you will make it either too loose or you will make it too tight. You will know by how hard it is or how loose your product is. So now we're going to take our hook. Now this is a single stitch. We're going to take, let's see, I'm hoping I'm doing this. Wrap it. Okay. We got it here. Just take it. Get that hook, pull it through, just like that. Let's see. Oh Lord, y'all. Wrap it, pull it through. You're just wanting to get that yarn on your hook and pull it through your loops. This is called a chain stitch. Hook it. You're just hooking. See this line? You're just going to hook that line and pull it through. Hook that line, pull it through. Hook that line and pull it through. Oops. Just like so. And you're going to do this for 40 stitches. I'm going to go back and count because I've just been sitting here doing this. So we need 40. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, yay, 40. Okay, we got 40. So, hang on one moment and we'll be right back, because now we're going from this chain stitch to teaching you how to do single stitch. It's not hard. I promise you, this is super easy. I just got to get my camera angle action to where you can see this better. And I'm thinking that this table may be a distraction, so I'm going to try to find something to cover this so you can see my stitches better. Okay, let's see if this will help a lot better. So again, I'm going to bring it up close. Now we have our stitch of 40. So at this point, we have this stitch right here. Now this is where our hook is at the moment. This is just our working one. But basically, the last one we done is this one right here. We're going to go back 1, 2. It's called the second stitch from the hook. Let's see, dang, y'all, I'm not doing good at all on this. So I got my first over here on right next to the hook. You got your first and your second. You want to take your hook right into that stitch so it looks like this. Yeah, this isn't working at all, and I am so sorry. I am trying. So you're going to insert, take your hook, insert to that second stitch from the hook. Again, you're going to draw up your string and run it through both of those loops and do it again. That is a single stitch. Again, run it through the next one. You know what? My camera isn't doing that great for here. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see if we can get it into focus here. See this stitch right here? I'm going to run my hook right into it, draw up my loop, pull it through the next one, and hook. Again, the next stitch, pull it through, run it through that one, the next one, and do it again. This is called a single stitch. You want to do this. Wait a minute. No, y'all, I'm doing this wrong. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm doing it wrong. Lord, y'all. Hang on. Okay. I had to check myself. And what's making it hard is I'm trying to make it where you can see, and this isn't working. So again, I'm going to second hook or second stitch from the hook, and I pop my hook in here in that stitch, pull it through. Now I have 2 pieces on my hook. So string it up, run it through both of those, and just like that. Now we're going to go to the next one. We're going to pop that in that hole right there. Draw your string through. You have 2. Pull it up again. Go through both of those. Again, into your next stitch. Pull your string through it. And both. Now you're going to do this all the way down to the end. Now I'm going to show you something. This is not necessary, not at all, because you are not going to actually be counting any stitches. This is going to be the simplest project you've ever done. You're not going to count any stitches. You're just going to continue to go in a circle all the way around. Now I'm going to put a marker. This is where I said this is not necessary, but it's going to show you the end point of how we're going to do this. If you're having a hard time seeing me show you how to do a single stitch, there are others on YouTube that have better quality than what I have. So learn to see what I'm doing here. But you're going to take this single stitch. It's probably going to be the most boringest project you've ever done. So take your time. If you need time to step away from it, absolutely go to it. Because you're going to need about 20 rounds of this. So you're just going to keep going all the way down to the end. Once I get to the end, I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. And just again, right through here, pick them up, go through both, run it through, go through both. This is it. It's just this simple. Once you get the hang of it, this is going to be so fast for you, so easy. and keep practicing until you get it. It's, again, next stitch, pop your hook through it, pull through, you got 2, pull through both, and that is just a single stitch. So once I get to the end, I will be back and I'll show you what we're going to do next. Okay, y'all, so I've reached the end, and here's my little tail to show that I'm at the end of this project. But see, we're not done. There is a front and a back side to the chain stitch. Now, I've already done the front, so here is my back side. This is, I know, so hard to see. So I'm going to actually take my hook on that back stitch. It's just one stitch. You're going to pop that through just like we did the first side. Pop it through. Pick up your yarn again. Bring it up. Pick it up again. Bring it through both stitches. And you're going to do this all the way down this back side as well. Okay? I did that wrong. I did a slip stitch. You're going to need a notebook to work with me on these when I start teaching patterns. In this pattern, chain, the initials for chain is CH. It will tell you how many you need. Like this one, CH 40. That would be chain 40, just like we did in the beginning. Single stitch, SC. That will be single stitching. And that's what we're going to do this whole entire pattern. It'll get you basically used to this. Oh Lord, I shifted it because I ended up, yeah, I got it hooked on the camera thing. This is actually going to teach you, by the time you're done with this pattern for pot holders, you're going to know how to chain and single stitch like a pro. This is one of the easiest ones to learn, and you're going to benefit by getting something great out of it at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and get this finished, and I'm going to take you to the end again, and then I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. Alright, y'all, so I came to the end and I have my very last piece. That's where my marker is. I am just going to take this right into that marker. I'm going to put my hook into that chain, draw it up, have my 2 pieces right there, bring it over again, draw it up, and that is it. Now, this marker really isn't going to do me any good. You can use a marker if you want, because now we're just going to go around and do this again. We're going to keep going in a complete circle, front and back, all the way around like so. And then you're going to find now your stitches are going to look a little bit different, just like this, instead of just that single strand. I generally go through both of those on my hook. Let's see if I can draw this through for you. Okay, so I will just go through both of those pieces. It's just one stitch. It makes it a little bit more sturdier. Let's see, this is not focusing well for me. But it's the same aspect. Run it through, pull it in both of the next ones. And again, just run it through your stitching, pull it up, hook it. Run them through, and it's going to be this one, like I said, it'll be 2 that you're going through, but that's just because your stitching now is on singles, and it's just going to make it sturdy. This is where that thickness comes in. Just grab both of these. Come on, camera, work with me here. Hook it through, just like so. I got 2 pieces, run it through, just like that. Now, continue to do that, and I'm going to show you what this is going to end up looking like. One other thing, to let you know how simple this stitching is, if you find you made a mistake and you're like, uh-oh, this isn't looking right, or maybe I skipped a stitch and you're starting to see it. It's so easy. Just take this piece and pull it, and it'll pull all your stitches out. Just that easy. So be careful on doing that. I've done that before, and Lord have mercy, I had to go back and redo my work. Okay, so the magic of a camera. This is eventually, it's going to start looking like this little boat type of thing. You want to keep doing this all the way around in this circle, just like this. And I mean, keep doing this. You're going to do this for about 20 rounds, maybe more. And the goal to doing this stitch, and now let me see if I can do this a little better on this one for you. Yeah, maybe so. Okay, so you see this stitch right here. So you're going to see where my hook's going through both of these at the top right here. See, right there. I just put my hook right through it. Now I'm going to put my hook string on that hook right there. See it there? And I'm going to pull it through that hole. Do it again. I'm going to hook that string on that hook and pull it through both of those last two stitches, just like that. Again, we're going to pop it through that stitch, hook that string, run it through, hook that string, run it through both of those stitches. This is a single crochet. Pop it through, hook that string up. You got two on your hook. Hook that string up and run it through both, just like so. Now eventually our goal is to, this is going to be flattened out, and these two ends right here, this is going to come inward and meet in the middle. That's where we want it to be. So you're just going to keep running this pattern all the way around until we reach that center point. At that point, this is what it's going to look like. This nice square. You'll have your ends, just like this one right here. These two ends will be squared off here, and you'll have your center point. At this point, this is when I'm going to be back and show you how to finish off this beautifully, perfectly square pot holder. Just keep doing your single stitches all the way around this. Don't worry about nothing else. Right now it's going to even be inside out. Just keep doing what you're doing. Do not worry about anything, but just keep doing this in your circle all the way around. And when I will show you where our stopping point is and where our next method is going to be to finishing. That's what it's going to be basically, is we're going to finish off this pot holder. So at that point I'm going to get this to it, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to do that. Alright y'all, let's show you our progress is so far and show you what I'm talking about, how this is going to start coming in. As you can see, it is here. You're just going to continue to keep doing it until it comes all the way in the center. Now, I'm going to take a brief moment as to explain why I would do videos like this for you. Especially when we live in a world of industry and stores, and you can just buy everything nowadays. I mean, we gotten to the point, you know, I've mentioned before, we've been spoiled. When I was younger and in high school, we had classes that were called home economics. And honestly, those were really good life tasking, or there's words that are not coming out of my mouth. It was beneficial to learn the things that I learned how to do. I learned how to sew. I learned how to cook. We even had a segment to be a parent. We had this baby, and the baby was actually this bag of flour. But we had to document for an entire week and take care of this baby, feed it, change it, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it was actually, when I think about it, Maybe back then it wasn't so amazing, but when I think about today, the skills, there you go, life skills that this class taught me to be able to do what I'm doing right now. There is a beautiful soul that I watch. Her name is Homestead Tessie. Homestead Tessie, I actually enjoy watching her videos because she brings me to a time where life was simple. Y'all, if you think about our lives today, we keep up with one another. We have to try to live frugally because basically we got so spoiled in our life that we didn't know no end, basically. If we want something, just throw it away. We live in a throwaway world. Throw it away. We'll just go get another one. I've been guilty of doing that. Really have. So, just like those ones that the pot holders that I had, well, okay, they were cheap. Doesn't matter. Just throw them away. And then there's the other aspects. Well, that's expensive, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and get this. Expecting it to last. And we're lucky if it'll last sometimes 1 month, no more than 6 months. Look, I bought my stove about 5-6 years ago, and I've already had to replace parts to it, not once but twice. So, why would I teach a life skill like this? Because again, Homestead Tessie teaches me simplicity. This is a skill. If you think about it, it's actually kind of amazing. You're seeing we're making this pot holder. And you've seen how long so far that they have lasted me. And they might not be the prettiest thing in the world, but they have definitely lasted me at least 5 years. 5 years from a homemade product, y'all. So, and then on top of Crochet Fridays, I will probably, once I know that my machine is working, we will do some sewing machine projects. Sewing projects, because I believe these are lost arts. We've allowed the industry to do everything for us, so we don't have to anymore. But I'm going to tell you, the quality that you're going to pay for, you're not going to get like you can for yourself. I have products that I'm doing homemade on my own, just as you see here. And they're lasting me far greater, and I didn't pay nowhere near what I would have paid at the store. So, these are the skills I decided to go ahead and bring back. They can create heirlooms for your family. Can you imagine that first grandchild or your first child? You take the pride of grabbing some yarn and a hook, and you start making that baby's blanket. That baby grows up, and do you know you kept that first blanket? Think about it, y'all. You kept that first blanket, and now that baby is now an adult having a baby of her own, and she still has that first blanket that you, ooh, that's touching. She still has that first blanket you made her. These are heirlooms. This is not the thing that you can get from store-bought products. The sentiment behind homemade versus store-bought is far greater because you are taking time, just like this is taking, by hand, stitch by stitch, as you can see here, stitch by stitch. And so you know that you've got a lot of love in every stitch that you're going to hand down. And then there's going to be the thought that you can grab this and use it over and over and over again, even for your own self. So I would prefer to teach these skills again, bring them back, not just for the sake of, oh, I've got pot holders, we're just going to do this, y'all. I'm doing it back for the simplicity of life, the quality of life, the joys, the memories, the heirlooms. I think everybody should have a skill to fall back on, because frankly, The grocery store stuffs are falling apart. Look, I just went and ordered, I showed y'all, we went and ordered that heating element for our oven, because the last one we bought, we didn't even have it, y'all, 4 weeks, and that thing set off sparks. That scared me. This is not the way our quality should be. And when I grew up, I mean, I worked at a place called Zenith, and I was an inspector. And I'm going to tell you, I had to inspect with a fine-tooth comb on a lot of those electronic products. And we took pride in our work. But today, quality doesn't mean anything. It just means quantity. And you're paying for it over and over and over. So a life skill like this is bringing back the quality and the simplicity to have what you want to last a very, very long time. So it's my honor to bring this skill to the homestead and be able to pass this down to generations, because here's what I'm doing right now, y'all. This pot holder is fixing to be a passed down generation from me to you. And what you're going to end up doing is, once you get to fixing this up and liking it, and you do your first run and test, and you find out how amazing this actually is, you're going to grab some more cotton, you're going to grab this hook, and you're going to find time and you're going to make some more. And then you're going to make some for your family, and then you're going to make some for your friends, and you're going to pass on this gift just as I have passed it on many, many times. And now I'm passing it on to you. Y'all, the greatest gift that can come from anybody is by your own 2 hands. Because you put a lot of love, effort, time, and consideration into every stitch, nail, board, whatever you use to make homemade. You're putting a lot of love to hand that down, and I can guarantee you it will last far greater than anything the store you had ever bought. We're almost done. We'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so as you see, we have now, like I told you, you're going to reach that point where the 2 ends are going to come together from that boat form, just like this. You're now doing diagonals, and we have reached our center point. But I am actually going to finish this up to this corner. So I'm going to finish off this row, and we're going to bring it to that point. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to close this off, because this pot holder is just about finished. Finish off these last couple pieces, and then once I get to that point, I'll be right back, and we're going to show you how we're going to close this off and make it last pretty much forever. Okay, y'all, so I reached that corner point. Now I want to make and cut a tail. You can tend to have too much if you want, but you want a good enough tail to make this. You want to be able to stitch this all the way together. So you need enough of a long tail to be able to do this. Now, how much of that spool do I have left after that one? Y'all look. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember right, I can get 4 of these good quality pot holders out of that spool right there. At least 3, if I'm not mistaken. And these are, look, these are good size, y'all. There's my hand. So, I mean, these are really good size pot holders. So, now, at this point, I'm going to turn this around. So, I'm going to put my thumb inside where this point is, and I'm going to flip it around like this. I want to do it to the other side. Yes, there is a right and wrong side. We've been working on the wrong side, so we're switching it. Bring it back together where all my points are even, just like so. And I end up pulling some of my stitching out. Oh my goodness. So let me go ahead and put this back. Goodness gracious. Hold on, y'all. I've got to fix my mess. There we go. One more, and there's my peak. Okay, so this is where we're going to do a single stitch. Now, it's going to be hard because you can't see my seam right now, that's your goal, basically. But we have two sides here now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our needle, and I need to hold this, into the set of stitching right here, that top set. It's hard to do when I'm holding it like this. Okay, there's that top set there, and then there's another set right here. Just like you did when you were going around in your circle, you're just going to bring your needle through those stitches. Hook it, bring that string on that hook and run it through all of those stitches, just like so. All of them. Dang it. Hang on, y'all. I'm going to make a chain one right here. That'll make it easier. Alright. Run this through. Okay, so once we run it through, you're going to pull your string all the way through this. You're going to be sewing, in other words. So let's do it this way. Pull your hook out, run it through these two stitches here, right there, and then the next two stitches here. Grab your string, run it through both, and pull it. So all you're basically going to do is sew this. Just like so. Pull it through. Again, you're going to go to each stitch. This is why you needed your tail awful long for this. And it's going to... Hold on. Okay, y'all. So you're just going to keep coming down this line. You're just, like I said, you're sewing this with a crochet hook. You want to pull it taut or a little tight as you're coming down here, flattening out those two ends. You don't want to do it too tight because you don't want it buckling, but you want it tight enough that you're bringing these stitches together. And what I'm going to show you is actually going to amaze you, because honestly you will never see these stitches and where it was put together. You'd have to really look or try to remember where that was when you do this. And you're going to bring it all the way down to the end of this point. Now I could actually made my tail a little longer. That way I could have made a hook a hook at the end of this to hang my pot holder up, but I don't usually hang mine anyways, so it's not necessary for me. But if you do want one, make sure that you leave enough left over, because then at the very end of this you're going to turn around and chain and tie it off, basically bring it looping back around, and then just finding areas, and I'll show you how to seal this off because I'm almost at that point to do so, because I'm just sitting here sewing this up. Oh Lord, yeah, I kind of pulled that piece apart by accident. I get in a hurry sometimes and that's what happens. I don't grab my yarn the way I'm supposed to and it'll fray on me. I'm almost at that point though. At least I have enough to seal this off. And this is more than, honestly, than just a pot holder. You can use this as a hot plate, y'all. So, okay, so I'm at my very last end. Now I'm going to run this through just like I've been sewing it. I'm going to go back and pull it again. Okay, now this time I'm going to run it through. Hang on. See, sometimes things mess up on me. This is why it's reality, right? Run it through. And now, just like we've been doing with crocheting, you're going to grab your piece and your hook and run it through that hole and pull it all the way through. When you do, you've got this loop right here, this loose loop. Pull it tight. You just created a knot. You want that knot, and I would suggest doing that twice. So I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to run it through, and it's tighter now because I've already started sealing it off. And then I'm just going to pull this through, and then just find areas in here to pop my hook through and take that string and just pop it through there. We're going to hide this string now because, you know, we just don't want it to be seen. So just pop it through here. Got one more time to bring that through. Oh, maybe one more. Huh. Okay, we're almost done, y'all. Just like that. And that's it. There's my pot holder. And can you see where it was stitched? This is what I love about this one. Either side, you can go either way. You really don't know where it was stitched at, do you? Ha! This is nice. So, and this is extremely thick, y'all. So, I'm going to go ahead and get this put up. I will make another one because I want to set. But I'll be right back and we're going to talk with you for just a brief moment. Okay, my family, so that will conclude our Crochet Friday, and we made our first thing. It's super easy. Depending on your experience, it can take about an hour to make one of these, and I can usually get a set done in a day and maybe even 3, but I have been doing this for so long. Now, let me explain. This is more than just a pot holder. Yes, hubby is home. He just got home, so I'm kind of stoked about that, y'all. This is more than just a pot holder. Can these burn? Yes. Honestly, they can. Ask my hubby. Don't ask me how he did that. I can't tell you. But he finds a way of doing things where I don't. So, yes, they can burn, but you have to really, I think what he ended up doing is he had it near the flames in the grill, and so it didn't catch on fire, but it did have some char marks. So you can put pots or pans or whatever on top of this and make it a hot plate. The other thing, and I think the next project that we're going to do, let me go show you why or what I'm talking about. The next project we're going to use is for a canning purpose, and to me this is what I use, and it's absolutely amazing. So let me put this aside and go get the next project to show you what we're going to do. Okay, so this one I taught you single stitch, and I really hope you saw that through this. If you did not, I will tell you, go through YouTube and hit single stitch. That's all you need to know. It will show you how to just do that stitch, and then you can go on to your project. So there are ways. If you can't see it through my camera, you can look it up on just that particular stitch. I'm doing projects singly on one particular stitch each time, and it's to teach you the basics. I taught you single crochet and chaining. The next one we're going to learn is double crochet. That is another basic crocheting stitch. And the reason is for this. This here is another 100% cotton. It is a towel that I use to put my canning jars on after I pressure can or water bath can. It absorbs water very well, and it's thick enough, just one layer is thick enough that keeps my jars protected, unlike just a towel or anything else. I love using the cotton because it wicks the water from it, keeps them dry, and it helps to temper them down. I love the thickness of this, and again, you can use this for a hot mat if you want to. You can use this just to decorate your cutting boards and cover it, use it to put your pots on or whatever. So that's going to be our next project on Crochet Friday. We're going to learn the double stitch, and we're going to create a mat like this. Now you're going to be able to make your length any way you want to. I'm just going to do an example piece, and you're going to take it from there. So I hope this helped. Please let me know in the comments below if this is something you want to keep continuing to do. If you want to learn this lost art and lost life skill, honestly, these are skills we need to have on hand. We need to step away from the convenience of the world, because honestly, it's not lasting. Some of them are getting toxins in them, and what I have here I know will last me a good long time. I'm tired of throwing my money in the garbage, y'all. So let me know if this is something that you enjoy, and we'll continue on. So this is Carrie from Parton's Heritage Homestead. Until next time, much love, and I look forward to seeing you again.